Okay, so second project is a notebook. I want a small sketchbook that I can carry with me, that I can write down my ideas and draw things and that doesn't have lines in it. And I found one at an estate sale the other day, and it had a black cover, and I was like, eh. But then I realized that could be one of my projects, is I could paint the cover. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
So I didn't have a lot in my head for this notebook and what I wanted it to look like, but I did have this image in my head and I kept trying to figure out where it was from. And it turns out that it was Van Gogh's Almond Blossoms painting. And that was the idea that just kept appearing in my head as I was thinking about this notebook. And this is Megan from the future here, letting you know that I did a little research into almond blossoms after I had finished this notebook. And I discovered this fact about it, which seems highly relevant, as you will see in the rest of the video. I got this from the Van Gogh Museum's website. The painting was a gift for his brother Theo and sister-in-law Jo, who had just had a baby son, Vincent William. In the letter announcing the new arrival, Theo wrote, "As we told you, we'll name him after you, and I'm making the wish that he may be as determined and as courageous as you." This means a lot to me because Vincent is one of my favorite artists of all time, and I really resonate with a lot of his mental health struggles, and this painting came in between two major ones. And it was a little bright spot in his life, the birth of his nephew, and getting to paint this flowering tree for him.
What kind of paint do you want?
Blue.
Blue? Okay, I'll get you some blue paint.
Yeah, that's too loud.
I know that was too loud. Do you want to do sparkle paint?
Yeah, I do. I'm so excited.
Yay, sparkle paint.
There, I made a sparkling carpet hole.
A sparkling hobbit hole?
Sparkle paint in here, please.
What color?
Let's choose green.
Okay. Where?
Right here. And right here and right here.
Well, we shouldn't put green in all of them because we don't want to waste the paint. If we put green in all of them and then we don't use the paint,
we need it.
if we don't use all the paint, then that paint goes in the trash.
How about we do sparkle red in here?
Sparkle red in here with the green?
Let's sparkle red in here with the blue.
Are you mixing all the paints?
And then color popcorn comes out.
Color popcorn?
I'm trying to mix the colors.
Well, you know how to do that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, good. Well, you just dip it in the different ones. Could you have
No! Sparkle that one!
Bean, you have all the colors right there.
We don't.
You don't? Which color are you missing?
I'm missing sparkle this one.
Purple?
Yeah.
It's right there.
No, we need it in the other one.
What other one?
That
This one? No, this is Mama's.
Can we share?
We can't share this one right now, bud.
I'm using it.
Bean,
Some more in it.
Bean, I'm using this one for my notebook. Can you use this one for your sparkle popcorn?
No, some more.
Is it more fun to fill the circles than it is to paint?
Yeah.
I understand.
I want it in there.
Yeah, I know, bud. But I need to use it for my white right now.
I want it right in here.
We're not gonna put it right
Stop,
there, bud.
can we share our seats?
Can we share our seats?
I have this for me. I'm gonna pick with the big one.
Huh?
Some more and here. And here.
Bud?
And some more here. Some more here.
That's not how
Some
paint
more.
works, bud.
And some more here. And some more here.
You have to use
And
the paint
some
that you're
more
doing.
here. And some more here.
You have to use the paint that's on there already before you put more paint.
No.
Yeah.
I'm using that for your notebook.
Yeah, I'm painting in my notebook, bud. I'm priming it.
I'm doing it too.
Are you? Make sure you keep it only white, though. If you put purple on it, I'm gonna have to put it away.
No, I don't want to put purple on. I want this one. White.
Yeah. Well, if you want it white, then you gotta keep sticking it in the white. Because now it's kind of white purple.
How about we do this one and this one together?
Yeah, make it pale purple?
Yep.
Oh, it looks very pretty. Are you very happy?
I am very happy.
I'm glad.
So we mix this one and this one together, and then your notebook has color popcorn.
Yeah,
See?
I do see. It's so pretty.
And then we paint the other one.
Well, let's wait for this white to dry so that we can get a full coat, okay?
It's not done yet.
But
It's not done yet. Come along and paint with me. Come along and paint with me.
you want me to paint with you?
Looks great.
Yeah, you like it?
But what are those tools?
Those are tools I use to make things.
I love tools.
I know, me too.
Can I look at those?
Not right now, bud. We gotta go upstairs.
Can you bring them to me? And can I look at those? And you bring them to me, and I will look at those.
Well, we gotta wash our hands first.
Okay.
So that was a thing. I feel like it's very mom to carve out a tiny bit of space for yourself. You want to have this one little notebook that's yours, that you put your own ideas and thoughts in, and you've made it your own. And your kid wants to share it with you. And it's very sweet. Not quite what I was envisioning. I'm debating whether or not to paint over it. So it is now highly textured and the paint is almost dry, so it may not be exactly as I was hoping it would look. Yeah, it's been a day. For other reasons, not just this. Okay, well, that was a difficult night, but this morning we went to the museum and we had a good day. Matthias is now conked out, so I have a little bit of a moment. I have decided to keep one side of the notebook, what me and Matthias made together, and then have the other side be mine. So I am going to sand down the texture of the paint, and hopefully that will make it nice and smooth so that I can put another coat of primer on, wait for it to dry, and then get started on whatever I feel like painting. We'll see. Stay tuned.
I want to apologize right now to anyone with sensory sensitivities.
a ginormous glass of milk. Let me adjust. Yes. So I am taking a break from a mind-bending day at work, and I'm hoping to get a little Zen painting done. The primer worked a bit, like the sanding and the primer, but there's still bits that I missed. So I was hoping to get to paint today, but I think it's just going to be another sanding and coat of paint. But maybe this evening, after dinner, bedtimes, things, I might find a time to actually start painting a design on this. So we'll see. Here we go.
Nope, Megan, do not get paint dust in your milk. This is where I somehow lost the white paint. There it is, blending in with the milk.
It's very confusing when you have two sets of white paint. One that you did several days ago, and one that you just put in. And they look exactly the same, but one is as hard as a rock. And this one is fresh. Just remembering which one is which.
Let's try that again. I know it doesn't look very different, but filling in the entire page with white was really soothing, like physical ASMR.
Also, special shout out to all the spouses who bring their significant others chocolate. Because thank you.
Sorry about this.
Ready? No, I didn't do it. Yeah. Look at that blue. That's my favorite color right there. Ah. Dopamine. So, I painted it blue, and I think I was a little excessive on the paint because I wanted to try and get it like blue with the first coat. So I put a lot of paint on it, and it is a little streaky. So I'm hoping that that doesn't translate into less of like textured lines. Lots of textured lines on the book itself that will make any other detail work I want to do a little harder. I need to learn how to be judicious with my paint. The bean comes by it, honestly. So that's a lesson. Only put a little bit of paint and then add as we go, which is less fun, but probably more
efficient and gets a better result at the end. We'll see. To be continued. So Matthias is at music class this morning. I get a morning, like an hour, where I'm alone in the house. It's beautiful. And let's see what's going on with our little blue notebook. As you can see, there's a bit of texture here, just like I feared, but hopefully it won't get in the way too much of any sort of painting I want to do on top of it. It is really kind of pretty with the gradient, the light blues and things, but I'm going to give it one more coat and then we'll see where we are. Okay, looks like it's still going to be pretty textured. I'll have to investigate what I'm doing to make it that textured. Maybe I need to water the paint down a little more, or stop putting a lot of paint on and like dry brushing basically. But yeah, something to learn. So I got this so that we don't have to deal with the screeching of the paint crate anymore, and then we can actually like see the colors. So I'm gonna load this thing up, see how it works.
Sorry again, sensory folks.
Hopefully the last time we'll hear that sound. It works! So now I am realizing that I need to take some of these out in order to paint the notebook. So, finally. I am a little nervous because I have a ballpark idea of what I want to do and like inspiration ideas in my head, but I don't know what's going to come out. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that I don't have to paint yet another layer of primer on it because I fucked up. We'll see. Water.
I'm making a happy little tree. Flowers! Okay, so I was looking at this and realizing that it was very top heavy, so I decided to add something down at the bottom. So I decided to add a little house and some trees under it, just to give it a little bit of balance. And then I was like, ooh, is this the workshop between worlds? Maybe. At this point, I kept going back and forth between, is it too bright? Is it not bright enough? Is it too bright again? A continuing struggle, as you will see. Nope, too dark. Too dark, need to brighten it up again. Since this was the workshop between worlds, I wanted to have a light on, just in case anyone was wandering through the forest and wanted to have a cup of tea.
Okay, I need to stop touching it and let it dry. And then we'll see if I need to do any touch-ups, and then we're gonna spray it, I think, with setting spray, and then I'll show it to you.
So at some point, I added a moon, and then I didn't like it because it threw off the balance, so I decided to remove it. Besides, the shadows make much more sense if the moon is behind the viewer and not in front of. To brighten or not to brighten? That is the question. I also thought I'd leave the door open, just in case. I know what this needs. Texture. Incorrect. I was incorrect. Thank goodness for water. I decided instead of going through the process of darkening and lightening the border again, I would leave the brightness I had, but then trace the edges in a smaller black brush so that it would be a bit more defined. Then I realized I could connect the bottom and the top of the painting by adding the same yellow to the flowers. After this, I realized I had a lot of paint on the rings, so I worked on peeling it off. I ended up using a clay shaping tool, which worked really well. Then I covered it with a clear matte spray to protect it. And then I realized I could have taken the cover off this whole time and painted it separately from the notebook. I ended up swapping the covers because mine was technically on the back.
Okay, so I decided to do the reveal in this room because the workshop is currently a disaster area because of my next project coming up. But I wanted to show you the notebook. So here is the finished version. As you can see, I took out the moon, and that seems to have focused it a little more down here. I'm not 100% on the house, but it felt like if it was just that, then this would be a whole bunch of dead space and I wasn't sure what to put there. And so I like the idea of the house and it makes me happy. Just being this little workshop in the woods that is open to anybody who wants to come. So hopefully that will be an inspiration to me as I do this work. And then the other side is the beautiful color popcorn collaboration between me and Matthias, because he will always be with me in this work. Not physically, necessarily, but definitely in my heart. So, here are the lessons learned. Number 1, guard your space. If you have a very important project that you are working on and you don't want anybody to touch, make sure it is even further away than you think you need it to be. Keep it secret, keep it safe, keep it yours if you need it to be yours. Another lesson is water is important. Not just for, general hydration and the universe and the world, but also for calming down your paint. I thought that water was only important for watercolor, but apparently it's also important for acrylic to make it smoother, make it less chunky. And if chunky is what you want, then go for it. But if you want like a nice smooth finish with not so many textured bumpies, then water will help you do that. Mistakes can be fixed. If there's anything that happened or that you did later on that you did not like, even with acrylic, you can take it out by either lifting it off with water while wet or painting over it, which is something that I was so scared about with acrylic because I'm used to the a little bit more forgiving watercolor. So it was nice to know that mistakes can be fixed. And the final lesson is you are a lot more like your son than you think, and that is a good thing. During this process, it's been really fun to see how we both waste paint, how we both hum while we're painting, how we both take joy in the art. And I hope that I can find other ways to involve him in this that is appropriate for a 2.5-year-old and is not stressful for me. It is a hard balance there while they explore and gain their fine motor skills and start to understand the reasons behind things. Yeah, it'll be an interesting thing to navigate as we move forward, but it warms my heart that he loves it too. Well, that's all for now, and I will see you around the workshop. Bye.